Hi, I'm Lisa Coffey, and recently I spoke with sages and scientists at their symposium and asked them about the law of relationships. Here's what they had to say about how we can experience interconnectedness in our own lives.
The internet in general is connecting us to people from all over the world of different ages, ethnicities, countries, etc. So I do think science is also kind of validating what we're experiencing in new media, which is really exciting.
Things are already unity or already unified to begin with. And what we learn to do from early moments of birth onward is to separate and distinguish ourselves from others.
At the lowest levels of consciousness, we all think we're separate and alone. If we start connecting to our higher levels of consciousness, especially our highest level of consciousness, at that level of consciousness, we realize that there's only one thing going on in the whole universe, and that we're an expression of that one thing, and it's life-changing.
We live in many dimensions, not just the physical. There are higher dimensions. When people meditate and they develop their psychic ability, they suddenly begin to pick up information in those realms, but they're always there. They're always part of who we are.
Meditation, prayer, allowing a wide dream state, just being quiet for a little while, or viewing a beautiful scenery, listening to great music, any form of art or poetry. It all gets you there. These non-ordinary states are the states in which our broadband connection to the world opens up.
What we're learning is that anything that promotes a sense of connection and community, both between us as well as with something that's a higher power, whatever name you give to that, is healing. Anything that creates more love, compassion, altruism, forgiveness in your life is ultimately healing, not only for the other person, but also for you. And likewise, anything that helps you use spiritual practices, whether it's prayer or meditation, to quiet down your mind and body, you can experience that on one level we are separate, you're you and I'm me. On another level, we're part of everyone and everything that connects us.
Anytime that we have any kind of exchange, when we leave each other, you're carrying a piece of me and you, and I'm carrying a piece of you and me. So I think when we recognize that we're all one being disguising ourselves in different forms, or as Hafiz says, we're all of us are God in drag, then we'll carry each other wherever we go, and we'll treat each other as if we were treating ourselves, hopefully with respect and love and caring and nurturing.
When we, for example, talk to each other, we are connected by sound waves. Hence, we are not isolated, or we use light and exchange that, and we realize there's another person. So we are not completely separate, right, by that.
We can reach out even beyond our sensory input with other people by our intentions, by our thoughts, and people can do the same for us. There are any number of healing experiments now which show that by having a compassionate, loving intention for another person, you can affect that person's life.
So we experience it through consciousness, which is everywhere, without space, without time.
You are a part of this universe, which is called universal consciousness. You are an individual consciousness. You are a bit of that universe which comes out in the form of a life, and then when you get back, you go into the same universal consciousness again.
When your heart is open, then they say love will find its way into it. And so if your heart and your mind are open, then interconnectedness happens.
I think there is a move toward a more feminine approach to science that is privileging relationship and acknowledging the interconnectedness. Ultimately, I think the new science is revealing the powers and potentials that come from a sense of the sacred, that sense that we don't need to be dominators over, but really co-participants in an evolutionary process that is unfolding with tremendous beauty.
I think we see interconnectedness in our own lives every time we experience love and compassion and joy and peace of mind and kindness.